I chose question 2, privatization. Starting off with the pros and cons of privatized prisons. I found from the book that pros were listed as that it saves the state a lot of money because the private sector can operate more efficiently. And the con aspect of that is the cheap price results in the lack of quality and security and other amenities like healthcare. Another pro would be alleviates to overcrowding, so the spillover of public prisons um, allows the private prisons to admit inmates. Laws that I would like to take effect to regulate privatized prisons. I believe there should be laws to regulate the prisons in a way that requires the state funding to be more adequately allocated to the rehabilitation aspect and through the treatments that they provide. So, like better services provided for the prisoners that are held on an extended confinement or long duration of imprisonment. Another law that I believe should be created would be to provide an adequate merit system for the staff personnel, so better qualifications for staff that are obviously being underpaid to work at private prisons. Are there any unintended consequences of having a prison system that makes more money with the more prisoners they take care of? I believe there's a sense of desire for an influx of inmates and an extended duration of their confinement from the management of the prison in order to make more money. They just want to, rather than getting the prisoners in and out, they want to keep them in for a longer duration so they can make more money and continue to bring in more prisoners like that to keep them in and have taxpayers continue to pay the prisons for the services. I also believe that there's a failure to instill the concept of rehabilitation, but rather depend on like the idea of punishment through social isolation. I just think that it's just a money grab for privatized prisons, being that they're funded by the government. They take advantage of the money they make. So they don't really take like non-violent they don't really take violent offenders or offenders with mental issues or drug problems because they don't want to have to pay for all the treatments in order to, maintain the prisoner. And so they take non-violent offenders, so their prison is just primarily made up of non-violent offenders, and they're being paid cheaper price for this, and the quality of services may be adequate, but as far as like I said in the cons, other considerations like level of security, things like that are not taken into account. So the safety of the prisoners is at stake, although they are primarily non-violent offenders. That there's a threat of safety due to the lack of security. So that's